Hello and welcome. Today we are gonna transform this weed, which I have identified. Make sure that you do identification of your own as Canadian lettuce. And if it's not, let me know. However, I've already eaten it in incrementing amounts. So yeah, let's get to it. Here we go. This video is gonna be kind of a long format video where I just work and talk while I'm working and talking. So if you're into that kind of thing, then definitely hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell notification if that's still a thing. I don't know, I'm old. If you're not into that kind of thing, definitely like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments that I'm just wasting my time. But yeah, if you're not into dad jokes, I have bad news for you. Welcome to the jungle, my friend. Alright, so we got this one up. I'm gonna kind of leave some of these, although if you can see, I have giant versions of this. Most of this is edible. There are a few actual non-edible weeds in here. But a long time ago, as you can see in my YouTube history, I got the bright idea to start a food forest. And I didn't listen to a lot of farming experts. I didn't listen to a lot of internet experts. And I just tried to do too much at once. So now I'm kind of reeling that back in and just doing what I can with what I have. But really, for me, it's about, like, eating the weeds is kind of a fun thing for me. My neighbors always make fun of me because they're like, oh man, if the apocalypse comes, we're gonna be right there with you with a knife and fork in your yard, eating your clover and whatever else is growing that you know is edible. But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being sustainable. There's nothing wrong with wanting to grow your own food, make your own beer, wink wink, make your own whatever. Really, at the end of the day, you are the reason for the season. So we're probably gonna grab some of these like larger branches. This one's going to seed, and I want it to, because it will reseed itself every single season. And you know, I didn't plant these. They're gonna continue to grow. My experience with them so far has been a little bit of kind of making like a tea with them at first. Had really weird dreams. I think it might have helped me sleep, but it's not, I guess, supposed to really. So I don't think I'd recommend making a tincture out of it. I know Canadian lettuce has less of that property in it than some of its cousins. I've also heard that Canadian lettuce is one of the best, like, to eat. Thought that was a bug. It was coming right for me. Bugs love me. It's kind of why I don't stay outside as much as I'd like to, because between the sun and the bugs, I melt, and then they take all my, you know, precious blood, and then I'm down and out for like 2 days, recovering. I'm already sunburnt, so should probably put sunscreen on now. Wear your sunscreen. It's bad for your skin if you don't. Okay, so this is going to seed, but it's so close. I don't know if it really needs all these leaves to get over that hump to get to the finish line there. Some of these are kind of, you know, nasty and burnt. Probably drought, probably too close to the sidewalk. That's a tree, so we're just gonna pull that guy. If I were to guess, it's sweet gum, because sweet gums are everywhere on this property. That might be some type of dandelion. It is not. It is more Canadian lettuce. You can tell, as someone told me, by these little leaves right here. On the underside of the leaves, they have little hairs. And that's a good indication that what you're dealing with is some type of lactora. Someone correct me on that pronunciation. I'm sure I butchered it. And yeah, so we've got a little bit of a harvest here. And then, so this doesn't run into like 3 hours. Normally I would go like a kimchi route with this. Just boil it to blanch it and then kind of start fermentation on it. However, I have pre-made store-bought kimchi and my own homemade kimchi in the fridge that I need to eat. So we're gonna go for more of a stew, I think, with this. I do want to add some type of meat. I have tofu, which I might do instead. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite protein is. I know that Americans eat more meat than a lot of other countries, so, you know, where are you from? Just gonna let that simmer away. I might get a little bit more stock since I've decided to do a stew. I think I'm just going to use the rest of this jar. You can really tell that I know the difference between jars and cans, right? So earlier today, I was looking for the microphone on my text, like, you know, my texting app, and I screenshotted it and I was like, hey, this new update, there's no microphone. And the wife was like, hey, it's right there. She circled it for me. So, you know, I guess you get older and you just can't find things anymore, right? Alright, we're gonna use all the rest of that goodness in here. Don't want to waste any of it. We had a good laugh at that. She made fun of me, which I approve of. Anytime you want to make fun of me, go ahead. Let me know down in the comments. Does teasing people bother you? Now, since I did not chop any of this up, I think what we're gonna do is go for some type of easy protein. I have pork, I have beef. Apparently I have boneless, skinless chicken breast. Again, not sponsored. If I spent the time to tape over all of these brands, it would take me hours to make this content. And since this is the first one, thank you to those 3 people watching. You're the best. I guess I should make a Patreon so I can continue making this content, because right now it's definitely not sustainable, as I have a job that I have to go to, and I also have a child. And both of those are full-time jobs. Smells good. Smells like chicken. We're gonna do 2 chicken breasts there. And then, since I have it, already chopped, well, it's peeled, not chopped, since I have an onion, red onion, that I used for something else yesterday. We are just going to go ahead and dice this. I guess I'm on camera, so you guys are watching my knife skills, so I can't just not try, right? But come on, it's going in a stew. Cut me a little slack, okay? and the wife hates onions. So we're gonna get these as fine as possible so they kind of disappear. And I've started buying red onions because I just say there's beets in it. Like regular red beets, or, which she loves beets, but not beets, turnips. Not turnips. Radishes. It's been a long day and it's only started. So we're gonna give that a rough chop. To anyone whose knife skills are better than mine, I'm sorry you had to watch that. But at least I have safe techniques, you know? I can't stand watching cooking shows and they're just like, oh, like right on their hand. Or, you know, shout out to Grandma who always peeled things in her hands. I could never. It's too scary. Alright, so we're going to get that about 1 to 1/2 onion in there. Again, if I haven't said it already, there is no recipe. There is only leftovers. If you have any type of root vegetable, if you have any type of garlic or onion, I have some sage that I'm thinking about throwing in here. The best thing about soups, especially when I was in college, is you can just put whatever in there. And as long as your base flavor is tasty, it doesn't matter. You're always going to get something out a little bit better than what you put in, as long as you have a good stock broth. Make sure it's seasoned. Do the thing that I haven't done yet because I'm a hypocrite, apparently. Taste for seasoning. Which I will do as soon as that chicken is no longer raw. So, we've got, that's actually looking really nice. Let me show you guys. Girls and non-binary pals, excuse me. Yeah. I'm digging it. A nice summer soup. Summer soup? TM. Alright, I will pause so I stop rambling. Hello and welcome back. You didn't go anywhere, I did. I'm inside. I've got water that has been boiled. So we're gonna go ahead and pour that over our washed lettuce. And for seasoning, we are gonna start out with the good old salt, pepper, MSG, right? And then we'll go from there. Now, I have some things to say about garlic. Garlic, right? So always, always, always buy fresh garlic. The reason for that is if you have a garden and you have somewhere, or if you just have some potted plants out on a deck like I used to, this is easily planted. And I just got some harvest that I threw in here of some garlic shoots. I'm not really after the bulbs because I can buy those commercially, but having garlic shoots pop up around and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna have some Canadian lettuce today. Hey, look, why not add some chives? Jarlic does not sprout. This is free food. The reason I have jarlic is because we went on vacation and I didn't want to pick up any more bulbs because I had a ton at home already sprouting. So, we're going to add our garlic in. Tastes like canned, smells like canned. Going to use a little extra because I have found that Sitting in the jar like that kind of weakens it a little bit. Then, it's like I live here or something, right? Okay. And then we're gonna add our salt, pepper, MSG. I have a little combo salt MSG thing that I like to use. Bam, not sponsored by anything yet. Willing to take on any sponsorships. Within reason. And I have sumac, which I did buy at the grocery store. Sumac, just by itself, is awesome. We put it on popcorn, we put it on, you name it. It is basically the citrus flavor of places that don't actually grow citrus plants. So more north. So we're gonna go garlic, sumac, salt, pepper, MSG. Since we have a lot of liquid in there, I do want to add some, this stuff is cheating, but a little bit of this goes a long way. Noodle soup base. Not much, just a little bit. And then the bulk of the flavor is just going to be bouillon, better than bouillon. Whatever you have, right? Something that isn't awful. I don't know of any home cook that doesn't use better than bouillon. I'd take that sponsorship. And then we're gonna use a little bit more than usual because I'm kind of going for maybe like a soup stew consistency. And so you can see it. Hello. Light. All right. So we have our garlic, salt. What did I forget? Dads, you know. The pepper. Alright, let's see if we can sit up here for a second. Pepper, pepper, pepper. And then, I'm gonna let that boil for a minute. And then we'll see what happens. Whew, alright, so I have a tendency to be kind of negative in general. I'm working on it. But let me do 3 things I like about it and 1 thing I don't. So, first of all, I love the colors. I love how the colors came out. I like how the chicken is kind of like big enough pieces that it seems wholesome. I feel like I could have done it with tofu as well. It tastes really good, except for the one negative, and that is it is bitter. So, if I were to do this again, I think I would blanch the vegetables, toss the blanching water, and then go for the soup. But that's it. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you didn't enjoy this video, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Get notifications, do all the YouTube stuff. And then just let me know in the comments, like, hey, you should do more of this. So, in future videos, thanks for sticking all the way around with me here, but this is rice wine. I'm excited. I've tasted it. It's good.